Emmanuel Sonubi is an up-and-coming comedian who has supported the likes of Jason Manford and John Richardson over the years, but before that, he was a nightclub doorman. The father of two, who was recently nominated for Dave's Edinburgh Comedy Awards Best Newcomer, has opened up about the most shocking experiences he's had in some of London's most infamous nightclubs in an exclusive interview with Express.co.uk. Emmanuel, who recently took audiences by storm with his sellout show at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, has worn many hats over the years. Now preparing to take his hit show Emancipated on tour, the comic recalled how he has been a doorman, a musical theatre performer and even an IT worker. Speaking about his time at some of London and Essex's wildest nightclubs, he explained how he eventually had to quit the gig due to the harrowing things he had to witness. "One of the reasons I actually left is because you become desensitized to things that I don't think you should be desensitized to," he remembered. "If people are fighting in front of me, I wouldn't even blink, you just see it all the time," he continued. "So that becomes the norm, and that was one of the things that I didn't like about doing it, especially once I had kids. It just wasn't worth it. I stopped just after my son was born. I was still doing door work when I was doing comedy, but I stopped then." Asked about the craziest thing he's ever witnessed being on the door, Emmanuel revealed, "I've seen a woman stab another woman with her stiletto. Actually stabbed her in the gut. The shoe was actually hanging out of her stomach like a horror film. That was in a club in Essex. And then, when we were just about to ask her to leave, she was like, 'You can't treat me like that, Emma lady.' And I'm like, 'You've just stabbed someone.'" Speaking about how he got into the profession, Emmanuel explained, "I kind of fell into being a bouncer. Nowadays with bouncers, it's all licensed. Everyone's got their security badge. Whereas when I was young, you were just asked to come and look after someone's club. That's kind of how I fell into it. It's something you can always do on the weekend, regardless of what you do during the day, so it's part-time work for full-time money. But it's kind of like you make a rod for your own back," Emmanuel added. "Because often the better you are at the job, the worse clubs you get sent to." The North Londoner went on to explain how doing everything from musical theatre to bouncer duty has prepared him for a career in stand-up comedy. "From the first time I started comedy, it really felt like everything I'd ever done now made sense," he said. "I started off doing musical theatre as a kid, in my late teens, and that's why door work helped because you'd always be able to work, but I've had so many jobs in between. I used to work for Phones for You, I've done tele-sales, I've done door-to-door sales, I've worked in IT, I've worked in a barber shop. I've done so many different things. And when I started comedy, all of a sudden all of these hilarious things that happened in different jobs became material," he revealed. "So I've never had to make up anything." Emmanuel Sonubi is on tour across the UK with hit show, Emancipated from 31st March to 31st May. Tickets available at www.emmanuelstandup.com.